Okay, welcome back, everyone. I'm Jason, lead pollster and all things elections here with Quantus Insights. We're going to discuss the 2026 Senate battleground states. For the first time in decades, the Senate battleground is so small that the election could be over before it even begins. We're only tracking 5 vulnerable states. Now, to give you some historical context, typically over the last 30 years, you're usually dealing with about 13 or 14 competitive states. This year, we only have 5. And those states are Michigan, Georgia, North Carolina, New Hampshire, and Maine. The current Senate seats are sitting like this: 53 Republicans in the Senate to 47 Democrats in the Senate. So the Republicans have a 53-seat majority. We're going to see here how even if the Democrats have a magical night and they win all 5 of these seats, so they have a perfect map, perfect storm scenario. So let's say they hold Michigan, they hold Georgia, and they hold New Hampshire, and they end up picking up North Carolina and Maine. That puts them at 49 seats. So even in a perfect storm scenario, the Republicans will still hold on to their majority in the Senate. The Democrats would have to pick up 2 additional seats. So, we'll just play around and just assume some things. Let's say they win one in Ohio and they win another one in Tennessee, for example. That puts them at 51-49. But the chances of that happening are very slim, and we're going to talk about that as to why. So over the recent trends, let's say over the last handful of elections, Senate outcome has been greatly aligned with the presidential results. So in other words, there's a growing connection between Senate and presidential voting. So over the last few election cycles, we've seen a dramatic shift. Senate races now overwhelmingly align with how a state votes for president. So in 2016, every single Senate race, 100%, matched the presidential winner in that state. In 2020, it was nearly the same at 97%. So the idea of ticket splitting, where voters pick a president from one party and a senator from another, is becoming a thing of the past, or at least it's not having the same sort of impact electorally speaking. The 2024 Senate map, 88% of the Senate races match the presidential winner in that state. Republicans flipped the Senate by winning Montana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and an open seat in West Virginia. All those states voted for Trump. But the Democrats held on to Senate seats in 4 states where Trump won the presidential race: Arizona, Nevada, Michigan, and Wisconsin. So if you want to know who will win the Senate in the future, just look at the presidential map. It's becoming really simple. If this trend was to continue and the Senate seats are aligning more with the presidential vote of that year or the preceding year, we would expect Georgia to fall. We would expect the Republicans to hold on to North Carolina, hold on to Maine. So now they've already increased their seat total to 54 to 46. If they were to pick up Michigan, now we're looking at 55-45. So why do the Republicans have the advantage? Well, the last time we've seen a Senate battleground this small was in 2008. When the Democrats, of course, they had a great year. They expanded the map, flipped 8 additional seats. But it was a historical election. That was the year Obama came in on his first term. There was just a massive wave and outpouring. Democrats were at an all-time popularity. I think Obama entered office with like 67% approval with his first week in office. So the cards were stacked against the Republicans that year, similar to what we're seeing here this year. It just does not look favorable in a very small window of opportunity here. And that's just really holding on to what they have: Georgia, Michigan, and New Hampshire, and trying to pick off North Carolina or Maine, which doesn't seem likely. In fact, it looks like the Republicans have the advantage of at least flipping one of these states between Georgia and Michigan while holding on to North Carolina and Maine. So 2026 is shaping up to look a lot more like 2022, where most of your Senate races followed the presidential vote almost exactly. So unless something dramatic shifts in the political landscape, the Republican Senate majority is the most likely outcome up on election night. What do you think? Do Democrats have any real shot at flipping the Senate, or is this already a done deal for Republicans? Or does this math seal the deal for the GOP? Okay, if you found this breakdown useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It really helps the channel grow. We enjoy making the content, and until next time, we'll see you then.